Welcome everyone, and I hope everyone is having a great day. Thank you for turning into our webinar. My name is Joshua Clausen, and I will be your host for today about exploring 4 ways ClinicSource can help run your practice like a pro. Today I am also here with Dr. David Ha. David, how are you doing today?
Hey Josh, I'm great. How are you?
Oh, just living the dream. Super excited to talk about some ClinicSource.
Awesome. Let's get started.
Oh, all right. So the name of the presentation is 4 Ways ClinicSource Can Help Run Your Practice Like a Pro. Now, I know that we did some marketing and it did say 3 ways, but there's actually 4 ways that ClinicSource can actually help with this process. Now, a little background about myself. I have been an account executive with ClinicSource for several years, and we will go over topics like documentation. We will go over things like scheduling, billing, and how ClinicSource will be the perfect fit for you and your practice at the end of the day. Now, the agenda is actually pretty straightforward. What we'll do is we'll do a quick intro to ClinicSource. We'll talk about those 4 key software features as well as other highlights. And then we'll go over information that if you have questions, we'll be able to reach out to you and get those addressed. Because ClinicSource can be customized, we are able to serve various amounts of disciplines. I'm going to show you the software major features that will help any therapy practice, regardless of discipline, run smoothly. But I'm not going to just get into the weeds of specific templates and customizations because there are applications that are going to be specific for these individual disciplines. Now, don't get me wrong, I would love to show you those, but it's better done on a separate one-on-one call. That way we can really highlight the functions and features that are going to be specific to you. This includes actually reaching out to us via email, which is going to be cssales@clinicsource.com. Again, cssales@clinicsource.com. I'm going to let Dr. David Ha take it over. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, thank you, Josh. So just to introduce myself, I'm a physical therapist, and having been in different clinical director positions, I was shopping around for an EHR software once, and after checking out multiple different programs, I actually ended up purchasing ClinicSource as a user. So I am definitely stoked about this session because I've definitely experienced all the ways that ClinicSource can help practices first-handedly. So just to give you a quick background, ClinicSource has been around for over 18 years, so this definitely isn't our first rodeo, and it's an incredibly easy to use, user-friendly system, and everything's fully integrated. So we offer scheduling, documentation, billing, and practice management solutions, which Josh will cover in a bit more in depth. And it's a cloud-based system that is fully HIPAA compliant. So we do not care what kind of equipment you use. This was another big selling point for me. If I'm traveling, I can bring my iPad with me. I can be anywhere really, as long as you have internet access and a web browser. And another great thing about ClinicSource is that it was truly created by therapists for therapists. So we understand that each practice is unique, and therefore our philosophy is that we want to adapt to your practice and not the other way around. So when you sign up with ClinicSource, you'll have built-in templates specific to your discipline, which will significantly reduce your documentation time, and everything can be fully customized. Now that's going to result in a lot of time saved, which can result in more patient care or even more time for personal life. And when I say we were created by therapists, and I mean it, we serve all kinds of different therapist populations: speech, OT, PT, mental health, ABA, and pediatric or early intervention. So everything's there. And again, you'll have built-in templates. Now, as Josh mentioned, because we are fully customizable and we serve all kinds of different disciplines, the best way to really see how we can serve your practice is through a live demo where we can individually show you how ClinicSource will fit into your practice. So moving along, Josh, can you tell us more about ClinicSource?
Absolutely. So the four main functions or features of ClinicSource that we're going to be addressing today is number one, the therapist documentation, obviously the scheduling aspect, billing, as well as practice management. Like Dave was saying, that we are customizable to meet your documentation needs, and that also is going to include the scheduling aspect. ClinicSource does not tell you the types of appointments that you'll be scheduling. It's actually quite the opposite. You will actually be making your own individual appointments as well as color coordinating that however you see fit. Now, a quick glance at the schedule, which I'll jump into right now, is that it's a very intuitive appointment system interface. There's going to be multiple options on how you can view because we do understand that offices need to schedule differently. We can break it down by a single day. We can look at an entire month. We can look at a week. We can look at therapists. We can look at particular disciplines. And then the more popular views are going to be things like a work week, which is simply is going to break everything down through Monday through Friday. Now you can see on the picture on the right, again, this will be color coordinated. There will be key pieces of information at a quick glance. You'll know what type of appointments and who's actually servicing those appointments. It is also going to be mobile friendly. So again, access it from anywhere. And we also do offer a complimentary Google Calendar sync. So if you would like to have the ability to link this into your personal account, we will show you the blocks at least from your work schedule. Now, there's also the ability to set up appointment reminders, which is crucial for any office, especially for getting those patients into the door. So we do offer text messages. We also offer emails. Both of those have the ability to be confirmed either by the patient and or parent, which would actually put a special icon on the calendar itself. Now, outside of the scheduling aspect, jumping into documentation. Documentation is, again, by far the best thing that we have within the system. And the reason why I say that is that you'll never have to adjust to ClinicSource's documentation. We will adjust to yours. But with that being said, we do come with things that are preloaded in the system, which do include templates, goal libraries, modalities and interventions, and everything that I just mentioned will also have the ability to be customized to meet your particular needs. Now, again, depending on the type of disciplines, we will have particular assessments uploaded, different types of observations, histories that you may need to gather. And we're going to put it in a very easily fillable format where you're just going through and you're filling out the appropriate fields. But if you do need an area to write a narrative, we'll also be able to customize that. Evaluations or initial consultations are preloaded into the system. Treatment plan, care plans are also built into the system, as well as your SOAP notes. Now, there is the ability to also do a single note or a session focus if you choose to do it that way. The great thing about the SOAP note is that number one, we will bring over your goals from your treatment plan automatically, as well as show you what the patient did last time without having to go look at previous documentation. And number two, we've kind of all been there, right? Where, hey, that narrative or that note hasn't really changed a whole lot from the last visit. Great. We're going to give you the ability to actually copy over the previous documentation. That way you can review what was written last time, but still have the ability to modify it for that visit, which should speed up your note-taking process exponentially. Now, Dave, do you have anything else to throw into the documentation or scheduling?
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to say I cannot emphasize enough how amazing ClinicSource's documentation was when I was using it. And that really, excuse me, resulted in lots of time saved that I could spend on, again, patient care, improving my practice, or even personal life. It is a very user-friendly interface, and I cannot wait to show you guys how that works when you schedule a demo.
All right, moving on. So we've covered the first two sections, which are going to be scheduling and documentation, which will help ClinicSource basically operate your practice like a pro. So to go over billing, billing is going to be complete integrated into the software. There's going to be several different ways that you're going to have the ability to accommodate billing within ClinicSource. We will work with offices that already have a true biller within the office. If you want to make your life easier, we also have integrations with several clearinghouses, one of them being TriZetto, which offers a product that's called CS Clear that will allow you to easily send out your claims as well as receive your ERAs directly back into the software. Now, there is the ability to customize your invoices and your claims. There is going to be a payment processing as well as the ability to post those payments, whether it's something that you're accepting up front, whether it's a copay deductible, maybe it's a self-pay, or if you're receiving a remittance in from an insurance company, which would also include those EOBs. There's also the ability to track your claims. Now, those claims are trackable not only within our system, but if you're utilizing TriZetto with our CS Clear product, you'll also have a separate dashboard that you'll have the ability to go into and actually view that information about any type of claims that are going to be pertinent to your office. Now, this process will allow for things like filters. So you'll be able to go through and break things down by particular patients, state ranges, insurance companies, disciplines. We're also going to allow that kind of secondary eyes on your claims or your treatments to make sure that a note and a signature was also collected prior to turning it into an invoice. That way you have the kind of that checks and balances between your therapist and the billing itself. Now, outside of the billing aspect, we're also going to have things like practice management, which is going to be fully integrated throughout there. So it's a therapist designed user interface, and some of those options can be things like the therapist dashboard, which is something that launches immediately once you come into the software. So this will include things like, hey, what are your appointments for today? Maybe we're looking at a patient list, but we're looking for key pieces of information regarding that patient. There's also going to be the ability to get into different types of analytics. So things like appointments broken down by weekly, monthly, or yearly totals. There's also going to be the most popular tool, which is going to be on the therapist dashboard, which is called the to-do list. The to-do list is going to notify therapists if they have notes that are still requiring signatures, if there is a visit that's missing a note. Well, we also do a great job of tracking things like plans of care and reevals that are due, and we give you these icons to click on that will take you directly to the area that needs your attention. Now, HIPAA compliancy, to be honest, we wouldn't be able to have this conversation if we weren't. And then with that customization aspect, that is something that we do take pride on, and we do want to make sure that the system is laser focused to meet your particular needs, whether that's regarding scheduling, your documentation, or even your billing. We are perfect for solo providers because of our onboarding process does an amazing job. We have a great individual that's a part of our onboarding team. Her name is Lauren. She'll be helping you through this process once we get you signed up for ClinicSource. She is going to be a one-stop shop resource where she'll help schedule you for your training sessions, get additional resources, or just if you have questions, you'll have a direct point of contact. Now, outside of that, we also offer 2 trainers, Colin and Steven, that will be walking you through the software. So we do not expect for you to learn the software on your own. We do a great job of guiding you through this process and making sure that you understand the software fully. But if you do run into questions outside of the onboarding process, ClinicSource also offers support. So we're going to have you covered no matter what way or how you would like to reach out to us. Now, if you are interested and you would like to get additional information regarding ClinicSource, next steps, it's pretty easy. You have the ability to log on to our website, which is clinicsource.com. You also have the ability to email us at cssales@clinicsource.com, and you will also be sent a short survey, and that once you filled out, we will reach out to you to get you scheduled for either a demonstration as well as answer any additional questions that you may have. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to learn about ClinicSource, and we're excited to have these conversations and what ClinicSource can do for you. Again, if you do have any additional questions or comments, or if you would simply like for myself or Dave or another representative reach out, either reach out to us from clinicsource.com or get a hold of us at cssales@clinicsource.com or complete that survey once again. Thank you again for your time, and we'll talk to you soon.